University of Missouri Healthcare knows you've got better places to be than in a hospital. That's where our world-class technology and highly skilled medical team come in. We get you home sooner. That's important to you and those who wait for you.
Rufus, guess who's home?
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends. This is Tuesday, it's May the 29th, and I've got a friend of mine. We have been friends for, I would guess, close to 40 years now. Libby Gill, good to have you here, Libby.
Thank you, Paul. It's my pleasure.
Now here's a lady who, you literally, I mentioned yesterday, you traveled all over the world. You traveled all over the world. You just got back from Cuba not very long ago. And we hadn't talked for a little while and ran into each other in the grocery store. And I said, well, how's your trip to Cuba? And he started telling me. I thought, hey, this would be great for Radio Friends on KBIA.
Well, I'm so glad you invited me because I love talking about it. And I went to Cuba and saw what I saw. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean this is what you would see if you went. I think everyone who goes to Cuba has their own trip to Cuba, but I observed certain things, and we'll talk about what I think I saw.
Now, President Barack Obama opened up Cuba for travel by Americans.
Yes.
Not all that long ago.
That's correct.
But you went with the National Geographic group,
yes,
correct?
I did. We went with a cultural exchange group, and National Geographic has a license from the State Department to travel to Cuba for 1 year, and that hopefully will be extended come November of this year, but it's only for a year.
Now, why did you decide you wanted to go to Cuba?
Well, because it's there. I hadn't been there. I was curious about it, and my good friend Laura Perez Mesa invited me if I'd like to go, and I said, yes, I would. So we went with a party of 5 from Colombia.
So what was the biggest surprise that you encountered when you first arrived in Cuba?
When I got off the plane in Havana, we flew directly from Miami, 45 minutes. I felt like I'd stepped onto the set of Midnight in Paris.
Really?
It was a 60-year time warp. The old American cars are wonderful. The old Plymouths and Fords and Chevrolets.
They're all there.
They're there.
And so it really was like going back in time?
It was. It was just like Midnight in Paris. And the cars are now painted Easter egg colors. They're turquoise and they're pink and they're yellow and they're lavender. And the big fins are all shined up, and they're the taxis. And the buildings in old Havana, beautiful Spanish colonial buildings, wonderful old mansions, are faded elegance now. They were so magnificent in their day.
In their day.
But now they are filled with people. There is no homelessness in Cuba because everybody is jammed together in buildings. And the buildings are crumbling. They're in need of repair. They're starting to repair some of the historic buildings, but they're just beautiful treasures. And it's so sad to see the paint crumbling, the boards falling off, trees growing in the gutters, mold on the beautiful pink and blue and yellow buildings. And the balconies are all full of laundry. Everybody, of course, hangs their laundry out to dry because they don't have electrical appliances. They can't afford them. People are very poor. The people have free education. There's some good things. They have free education through college if they're qualified for college. They serve 2 to 3 years in the military and social service. They have free health care, although there is a shortage of medicines. However, there's another side to that, and that encourages them to use homeopathic techniques in healing, which isn't all bad. Farming, 50% of the land is fallow, but they use sustainable farming because they can't afford chemical fertilizers. So some of these shortages cause good things too.
Good things. How did you find the people?
The people are wonderful. They are very nice people. They like Americans. They say, we like you, we don't like your government, because of course we've had this embargo on for 60 years. But they're lovely people. They live, the thing that keeps them going, that keeps their spirit going, is their music and their dance and their art. there's music everywhere, and it's joyful, happy music. It's a combination of African and Latin and some of our jazz, American jazz music. It's lively, it's fun music.
Could you live in Cuba for an extended period of time?
I would not choose to, but yes, I guess I could.
Why would you not choose to?
I like our freedoms. I like our American way of life, and I like my freedom to do what I want to do. The people there cannot leave the country. They do not have internet access.
They do not have internet access?
No, no. And
so when you were visiting there, did you have access to
in our hotel, we had wireless internet access. I did not use it, but we had it, yeah.
But the people do not?
That's correct, yeah.
If there was only one thing you could say about Cuba, putting it all in a nutshell, what would it be?
Cuba is ripe for change, and it's coming, and we don't know what it will be. Fidel Castro is 85 years old. Raul Castro is 80 years old. And once they're gone, Cuba is going to change. It's already beginning to change. Raul Castro is enabling people to do some things that they could not do in the past. They could not own homes. He's now allowing them to buy a home or a car. He's allowing them to have small businesses in their home. If you wanted to start a restaurant in your home, you could do so. Or if you should happen to have an empty room in your home, you could rent it out.
You couldn't do that before.
That's correct. But you can now. So change is coming to Cuba, and it's on the cusp of change. And I don't know what will happen, but something very important is bound to happen in Cuba before long.
Would you go back again?
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. You painted an absolutely beautiful picture, Libby. When you were talking about the brightly colored cars from the 1950s, I could see that picture in my mind.
It's wonderful. They're so beautiful. The streets of Havana, the great wide streets, are all cracked and broken, and the infrastructure is breaking down. The sidewalks are cracked and potholes, but still there's beauty. The sky is brilliant blue with white puffy clouds. I've never seen such clouds. Flowers, colorful. It's just a sunny, beautiful place.
Are the people in general, would you say they're happy people?
I think they are. Yes, I think they are. Their life expectancy is 79 years. In the U.S., it's 78. Their fertility rate is 1.7, so they have their population under control.
Yeah. Well, you got all the statistics, too.
Well, no, I have a couple.
Libby Gill, thank you so much for sharing. I almost feel like I stepped on Cuban soil for a couple of minutes there.
Well, it's been my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for listening to Radio Friends and KBIA.
Oh, thank you. I really enjoy your show very
much.
much.
We're out of time for today. Tomorrow, Dave Morris, Columbia Water Light, will be with us. Our program directed by Travis McMillan of the Reynolds Journalism Institute. Audio is Pat Akers, KBIA. Our floor director is Danny Madison. And our assistant producer and guest coordinator, Uncle James Mauser. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.